thought since this was my 9th year on YouTube that I'd better upload something. The only chore slash DIY project I had lined up was kind of weird, so I didn't know if it was worth making a video for, but we're going to give it a go. In this video, I'm going to be cleaning some very dusty old Clockwork. This has been sitting in a shed with a clothes dryer, so it's completely covered with lint. And as Clockwork is oiled, the lint has stuck to the oil, making basically a fluffy paste. So we're going to have to clean it all off. It's still kind of damp. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the hands off. Just set them to the side. I should point out just now that I have never worked with Clockwork before. So if any of you know what you're doing when it comes to Clockwork, then probably better turn off just now, because this is not going to be enjoyable. I bought a toothbrush for this occasion, just to use for this and then throw away. Hopefully this can pull most of the lint off. If the toothbrush doesn't work, then I've got this tub here, and we're going to sit the Clockwork in the tub and then fill it with white spirit. Hopefully that will loosen all of the dirt, but we'll give the toothbrush a try first before we move on to more drastic measures. And to avoid making too much mess on my desk, I'm going to put down some kitchen roll. Okay. It's probably going to be kind of difficult to see. I did bite the bullet and order a better camera, but this webcam is going to have to do for just now. It's probably not going to focus, but I'll just set into it and see how it goes. I'd love to learn how Clockwork works. I find it amazing what it can do and how long we've been using it. It just kind of blows my mind that all these little brass gears and springs can keep perfect time. And not only that, they can cause the clock to chime on every hour, or some clocks even chime on the quarter hour, a different part of a tune. So, the quarter past will give you the first quarter, half past the next, and so on until the clock strikes 12. Or, sorry, strikes for the hour. Then it plays the full song. And that just kind of blows my mind that somebody managed to figure that out using only Clockwork. As you can see, there's quite a lot of lint come off this already. I have a feeling though that we're going to end up having to use the tub and submerge this, at least partially, in white spirit. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I'll keep that. There's no point touching the desk because this could get even more messy. Of course, after I've finished cleaning everything with white spirit, I'm going to have to throw out not throw out. I'm going to have to re-oil everything. I may strip it all down, in which case this video will come in very handy because I'll be able to see where everything originally was. I'm almost certainly going to have to take this apart to get to the inner workings. I'm just trying to eye up exactly how that's going to happen. So, it looks as though there's a few split pins, a few flat-headed screws, and a few tiny brass nuts. I don't think I have a spanner small enough to get to that. And I don't want to use a pair of pliers because it will more than likely damage the nuts. I'm actually unsure what the make of this clockwork is. It could be very expensive for all I know. It came out of an old German style clock that nobody knows where it came from. Someone had, it could have been a very beautiful clock at one point, but at some point in the past, someone had painted it with just white gloss paint, and it looked terrible. What's worse is that at some point, woodworm had made its way through the paint and had eaten the clock out from the inside. Initially, when I went to work with the clock, then it looked as though it was going to be a case of just painting on some paint stripper and then cleaning it off. But when I started applying pressure to the wood with a scraper, pieces because the woodworm had burrowed all through it. So it ended up, I just salvaged the clock face and the mechanism, and it sat on a shelf in the shed until now. The reason I've decided to work with this again is because there is yet another clock that I want to work with. It was my great grandmother's clock, and sadly, it's the same story. The clock got woodworm, which completely destroyed it. And I want to, as a Christmas present, build a new clock using the original Clockwork from my great grandmother's clock. I've never made a clock before, so that might turn out good. It might turn out very poorly. Just moving closer to the desk here. I was sitting very far away. I have my good mic about an inch away from my face, but I don't have my pop filter on, so I'm trying very hard not to breathe directly into the mic. Oh, I also finished my DIY binaural mic. All of the electric parts came, the electronic parts even, and they surprisingly all worked when I fired it all together. So I now own a 3DO type binaural microphone, and I have to say the quality of it is far better than I expected it to be. It's very sensitive. I was so impressed with the quality of it that I decided I was going to make 2 more and potentially give them away to people who don't currently have ones. Binaural mics, I mean, because 3DO mics are kind of the standard for ASMR, and they are vastly overpriced. I've seen the inside of one, and I can guarantee you that they cost under $100 to make. The one I made, I think, cost about, I believe it was £30 for the capsules, the actual microphones, and I had gone for the more expensive option of a paired set of microphones, so that the left and right ear were as close as possible to being identical. If I hadn't done that, if I'd gone for the cheaper option, I think they would have been about £18 for the pair of them. And I don't know if the quality would have been that much worse, but yeah, I paid £30 for the microphones. I think £8 for the box, like the black plastic hobby box that they all fit in, and £30 for the silicone ears. And again, I went for a more expensive option. There was tons of kind of, I believe they are acupuncture models. I went with kind of higher quality ones, but for the sake of a binaural microphone, you don't need the ear to look realistic. It just needs to be ear shaped. I think my computer's trying to go to sleep. 2 seconds. that didn't just crash the recording, because if so, I'm going to be very upset. I can't recall what I was talking about before. Something about microphones and whatnot, I imagine. Oh yes, the cost of my binaural microphone compared to 3DOs. A 3DIO mic is basically just a box with two silicone ears attached to it and two Primo microphones inside the ears. And on the inside, it's just some basic circuitry to power the mics and output the audio to a. Well, I think that the different 3DOs have different interfaces, but the very basic one is just a 3.5mm audio jack. And even that one, the basic 3DO costs, I think it's £300 or $300. And it's honestly ridiculous. I was listing parts, wasn't I? The electric components for the mic, that was actually the cheapest part. They were £3 each. I had to buy two, one for each microphone. So yeah, in total it came to, let's say, 60 for the microphone and the silicone ears. Let's say 10 for the box, and then another 10 for the electrics. So it's dead compared to $300. That's not a lot. I don't know if other mics do this or not, but the electric components I bought, they had to be powered via, well, they needed 5.5 volts, and other things that run at 5 volts are USB devices. So instead of trying to do anything fancy, like buying another circuit to use a 9-volt battery to power it, I used a mobile phone battery backup power bank, and I embedded it in the device, and now the device is rechargeable. My DIY 3D audio microphone has a USB connection on it that allows you to power other devices from it whilst also being turned on and working. So if you had a USB recorder device, you could power the device from the microphone as you're recording, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on the audio quality. There's no interference, which is good. I'm going to try a few Q-tips here to get into the inside of the Clockwork. It's still kind of gummed up around the inner cogs. I just try and avoid the teeth so that it doesn't get more cotton tangled in them. I think no matter what, I'm going to have to take this apart, which will be a good way of figuring out how it all works. I was planning to release one of my remastered Whisper Crystal videos at the same time, but I haven't finished it yet. Whisper Crystal gave me permission to use her videos back in 2000. It would have been 2011ish. I actually used one of her. I got permission from her and used one of her videos to create one of my original whisper mixes, where I combined different whispers and played around with stereo effects. So I honestly can't remember who's in those videos anymore. Whisper Crystal for sure. I think Potter's Whisper was maybe in one of them. I could pull it up and check, but my hands are covered in white spirits, which is kind of oily. I don't want to mess up my new working keyboard. Not new, my newly working keyboard. Right, I think that Q-tip is done. Surprised how dirty this is, to be honest. I suppose the Clockwork would have been quite dirty before it ever got lint on it, so I think I'm going to have to this must be working because the clock started working. It's a very relaxing noise. This is a good point, actually. I don't know. I would have to buy a key for this. I don't own any keys for winding clocks, so I need to do quite a lot of research apparently. But yeah, I need to. This is basically just a practice for the real clock I want to fix. My great-grandmother's clock was my mother's favourite clock. She was particularly heartbroken when it was discovered that the woodworm had destroyed it. So it's going to be a surprise Christmas present for her. I'm going to try and remake the clock as accurately as possible to the original, but although I'm quite good at DIY, I'm by no means a master woodworker. I think I've watched a few videos on people recreating these types of clocks, and I think I can do it. I'm fairly confident I can do it, at least. Even if it doesn't work out entirely, I think even if the clock doesn't work, I think my mom would still like it, just for the sentimental value. This is actually looking not too bad. I don't know if I will have to dismantle this now. It's looking like brand new nearly. I did try and get brasso, just brass polish, but they didn't have any at the supermarket. But looking at this now, I don't think I would have even been able to polish it very effectively. It's too many nooks and crannies and small parts. You can probably tell from the video so far that I a sane person would take an organized approach to what areas they were cleaning, but I go in randomly for some reason. It annoys even me. I don't just pick an area and stick to it, and I go willy-nilly. Seems to get all done at the same time. It doesn't take any longer, but it's just a lot less organized. Difficult to keep track of where you've been sometimes. Hopefully the video quality is a lot better this time around. I watched back the video I made last time and it looked like I was filming it on a smartphone from 2004 or something. It looked terrible. So I purchased a LED light, try and brighten things up a bit, and I moved my desk mat because the black desk mat was throwing off the white balance quite a lot. This is kind of semi-normalish looking. The only problem is my desktop is very dirty. Before I had that mouse mat, then I just did all my soldering and everything on this desk. So the desk's got flux and stuff on it. Well, flux stains, there's not any flux there anymore, but it's marked the wood. Right. Let's give this one more going over. This must be having some positive effect because the clock never even offered to start ticking before. Oh no. The toothbrush is spattering white spirits all over my desk. There's some weird kind of, I want to call them barrel gears, but I don't know what the real name for them is. I don't know if the camera will focus on them either. I'll use the clock hand to point to it. I'm sure I set this camera back to automatic focus. Yeah, I did. That gear there. It's kind of made up of bars with an open inside that seems to have gathered up a lot of stuff. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get that out, I think. It's also just occurred to me that I don't know where the pendulum is for this clock. It's certainly a lot better now than it was before. It's not going to focus. I can't wait to get this new camera because this one is terrible. It's probably really good for just filming things at a fixed distance, but getting it to focus is a nightmare. The reason I chose white spirit over say rubbing alcohol is because white spirits is kind of oily, so it's not going to, if any is left on there, it's not going to, I don't know, ruin the oil I put on later. It might thin it, but I don't think it would ruin it. Mind you, alcohol would just evaporate off, so. I'm also left with the problem of what am I going to do with all this white spirit. I could potentially mix it with sawdust and light my fire with it. Let's save a few firelighters. This is looking surprisingly good. There's just one spot that I've missed. Oh. Started doing it off camera by mistake. Still a lot of dirt. Alright, I think that's looking not too bad. Hopefully no clockmakers have watched this video. They're pulling their hair out. I love just watching Clockwork. If I tilt it back, it's probably going to stop, yeah. I could listen to that all night. The only reason I don't use a Clockwork clock myself is because I would never remember to wind it, and therefore I would never know what time it was. The spring obviously had plenty of tension in it still. I just needed a good clean before it would run. To be honest, looking at the clock now, I think it would take way more than one video's worth to completely strip the clock down. clean every individual component and then put it back together. Still, it might be an idea for future videos. I still can't see any maker's marks. So this may just have been a cheap mechanism put in a fancy looking clock. I do see a number 14. No other markings though. Okay guys, I know this hasn't exactly been an amazing video, but I thought I better upload something on my 9th YouTube birthday. I was actually checking my other YouTube account, and I've had that account since 2006, which is absolutely insane. I had forgotten that YouTube existed back then. I think I possibly even had an account before Google bought YouTube, which I had also forgotten that there was a time where YouTube didn't belong to Google. But yeah, I'll try and get that Whisper Crystal video finished. Whisper Crystal, the absolute darling, on most of her videos, she made an MP3 available of the audio, available as a link in the description. Now, some of the videos, I think about half the ones I've tried so far, the link doesn't work. But my favorite videos all seem to work. So I used a recording from her finished video. I think it was the Turkish bathhouse one. I took the audio from that video and tried to remaster it that way, but it was very difficult to remove the noise from the video when there was music in the background. But after about an hour of working with it, I discovered that video, that MP3 links in the description. And on that particular video, she had uploaded a version of the audio without the sound effects. So it absolutely made my day. So if you haven't watched her Turkish bathhouse video before, she added in Turkish music and sound effects of pouring tea and massage sounds. So my plan was to remove the background noise. I presume she was recording using her gaming PC as well, because I recognize that background noise as fan sounds, which you can probably hear in the back of my recording as well. So I was going to try and remove the background noise from our voice recording, and then record using my binaural microphone new sound effects and have them be binaural. So binaural purring tea, binaural massage sounds, and I will try and find the original track, but I don't recall if she left any information in the description. Yeah, other than that, I'm not planning on making any more videos until my new camera arrives. Hopefully soon. But yeah, I'll catch you guys, hopefully, before another 9 years are up.